After everything that happened with Ned Fulmer, the scandal, the fallout, and the internet collectively canceling him, you'd think he would take a step back, right? Maybe live quietly for a while? Well, apparently not, because Ned is back, and somehow he's making things worse. Recently, Ned dropped a trailer for his new YouTube project, and let's just say the internet has thoughts. People are calling it a shameless ripoff of the Try Guys, the very group he helped build before his cheating scandal blew everything apart. Now, Ned claims this is a new creative chapter for him, but the internet isn't buying it. Let's break down everything happening with Ned's bizarre return. The confusing comeback. It started when Ned began showing up in random, unexpected places, like a wrestling ring in Florida. Yup, you heard that right. He appeared at an untelevised AEW wrestling event under the name Nasty Ned. People were completely baffled. Was he trying to be a wrestler now? Or was this another attempt to stay relevant? Turns out it wasn't random at all. The wrestling stunt was part of a bigger plan, his new YouTube series, where he's trying to step into new experiences and push himself to the limit. Sound familiar? Because that's basically what the Try Guys were built on. Before this, Ned had launched a podcast called Rock Bottom, which was meant to show his growth and self-reflection. His first guest? His wife, Ariel. And things got very real. Very quickly. Ariel speaks out. In that first Rock Bottom episode, Ariel made it crystal clear that while she's willing to be civil, she hasn't forgiven him and they're no longer together romantically. It was raw, awkward, and definitely not the redemption arc Ned was probably hoping for. People online weren't impressed either. Many felt like he was using the podcast to gain sympathy rather than take accountability. The comment sections were brutal, filled with messages like, "This isn't it," and "You're not the one to lead these conversations." So after that went south, it seems Ned decided to try something else. Quite literally. The new series, Curious World, or The Try Guys 2.0. Ned's trailer for his new project dropped recently, and the whole internet did a double take. In the video, Ned says he's launching a channel where he'll explore curiosity, empathy, and comedy, trying new things, meeting people, and pushing his mind and body to the limit. Sound familiar? Because it's basically the Try Guys format, just without the Try Guys. He even says things like, "Each week we'll be dropping videos that focus on curiosity, empathy, and comedy, and I'll be pushing my body and mind to the limit." He avoids using the word try, but come on, we see what he's doing. The internet immediately called him out. Comments flooded in saying things like, "This is literally the Try Guys without the charm." Ned Fulmer really said copy-paste. Bro, you got kicked out of the Try Guys, not promoted to make your own version. We? Who is we? In the trailer, Ned repeatedly says we, as in, we'll be trying new things, or we'll explore together. And that made everyone ask, who's we? Is he forming a new group of Try Guys, like Ned and the Try Wannabes? No one knows who these new people are yet, but fans are seriously not on board. They think he's trying to recreate what he lost, a team, a fan base, and a sense of belonging. But what he's forgetting is that the Try Guys brand doesn't work without trust and chemistry. And after what happened, it's hard for viewers to see him the same way. The internet's reaction. After he posted the trailer, the internet's reaction was overwhelmingly negative. People called it embarrassing, tone-deaf, and desperate. One person commented, "He should just live a quiet life and move on." Another wrote, "This is so sad to watch. He could literally do anything else with his Yale degree." Some fans even joked, "He should try not being in the spotlight for once." The overall message? People aren't ready for a Ned Fulmer rebrand, especially one that feels like a copy-paste of his old job. Why people aren't buying it? Here's the thing. When someone loses public trust, the path back isn't through imitation, it's through growth. And Ned's problem is that this new series doesn't feel like growth. It feels like denial. He's doing the same thing that made him famous, just with different faces and a slightly new name. It also doesn't help that he's pitching himself as this voice for empathy and curiosity, when most people remember him for doing the exact opposite, betraying his family and his friends. Even Ariel's words from the podcast are haunting him online. When Ned tried to explain that he wanted to tell other people's stories, Ariel asked him, "You think you're that interesting?" And now, that quote is being reposted everywhere, like a giant mirror reflecting what the audience feels. The ego problem. A lot of fans think Ned's comeback attempt is less about curiosity and more about ego, the need to be seen, the desire to stay relevant, to prove that he can do it alone, without his old teammates or the husband and dad image that once defined him. But the irony is that this move might be doing the opposite. Without the other Try Guys or his family dynamic, viewers are realizing how much of his charm came from the group dynamic, not just him. And instead of reinventing himself, he's accidentally reminding everyone why they stopped watching him in the first place. A risky move. Let's also talk about the financial side. These videos don't look cheap. There's a full production crew, locations, and elaborate challenges. So that raises the question, who's funding this? And does he really think he can make that money back when most of the internet isn't exactly rooting for him? If anything, this feels like a gamble, one that might cost more than it earns, especially when most of the comment section is filled with jokes like, he should try getting a real job, or maybe he can try learning when to stop. Why this feels like déjà vu? When you look at the big picture, it's almost poetic, in a tragic way. The thing that made Ned famous is now the very thing making him look worse. He's trying to recreate his past success, but that past is exactly what people can't forget. It's like he's stuck in a loop, chasing the version of himself that no longer exists. The family man, the funny Try Guy, the relatable husband. That chapter closed the moment his scandal broke. But instead of writing a new one, he's just rewriting the old story with a new cast. At the end of the day, this isn't just about videos. It's about accountability. The internet can forgive mistakes, but not when someone pretends they never happened. That's the issue with Ned's comeback. It feels forced, like he skipped the part where he truly learns and grows. Fans don't want him gone forever. They just want honesty and humility. But so far, all they see is the same Ned Fulmer, just repackaged under a new label. So, what do you think? Is this redemption or desperation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on the latest internet drama. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.